everyone! Today I have a very special video for you because it was not really planned, but I was switching from my high profile mechanical keyboard to a low profile one, and I was trying out a bunch of different ones from different brands, and I thought I would film it because I currently have 4 keyboards at home, and I was like, maybe if it's gonna help at least one person to decide, then it's a good reason to make this video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And here we have the first keyboard. This is the Logitech G915 TKL because it has 10 keys less. So you have 10 keys less, you don't have the numpad. And what's cool about this keyboard is that it is wireless. It might not be something for you, and you might say, no, I'm a pro gamer and I need a wire, but those times are long gone, and while gaming I did not have any issues with this keyboard. So definitely a thing to consider if you want to have a wireless keyboard, you want a mechanical one and you want a low profile one, then I think that this is the best one you can get. My issues with this keyboard were that I definitely wanted a white one, but the linear switches were only available in the black version. Now, let me tell you, the black version was the best keyboard I've ever had, I guess. The linear switches are just so incredibly comfortable to type on. They're so super ultra quick. It was the best gaming experience I've ever had. But, you know, because I need or want to have a white setup now, I couldn't keep that one because obviously it was black and it does not illuminate their RGBs as good as a white one, and obviously I need it for pictures and so on. So just don't think about that if you don't want a white keyboard. Just go and try it out. And if you want the numpad, you can go for the G915. And if you want the wired version, they have, I guess it's the 815. So definitely try those out. If you want a low profile keyboard with super quick linear switches, that one is your way. But let's get this one, this white version, because I had the black version. I was like, okay, so now I'm just gonna pick up the white version of this because I love this keyboard. Well, that wasn't so easy. As I said, only tactile switches, and those are not good on this one because it is such a low profile and the keys don't have a long way to travel. The tactile switch is so weird on this one. Like you would expect to go through the bump and then go straight down like you're used to, but this doesn't have that feel really, and the only thing that it does is that it's harder to type on than on the linear switches. So I don't see a reason to go for tactile switches. It is just way harder to press, and that's why there was a no-go with this keyboard, I guess. It's nice to type on, but because I have tried the black version, I know how good the linear switches are, I wouldn't go for this one. What is incredibly cool about this keyboard is that it has this aluminum body, which is really, really pretty. You have your media buttons, which are only membrane buttons, but whatever, and you have this volume wheel if you for any reason need it. I've never used it because I've never had it on a keyboard, but maybe that will change now. It is also very silent. I will show you a sound test comparing all the keyboards, but it is very silent. I might do it now. When you have other devices from Logitech, then you obviously are familiar with their software, which is the Logitech G Hub, and that one is kinda okay to like navigate through and to set up whatever you want. But the thing with this keyboard is that it does not have a big onboard memory, so you cannot save your effects to the board. For example, if you wanted to light up each of the keys with a different color, that file was kind of too large for this keyboard and I was unable to save it. But what's cool is that you can download profiles someone else has made, so you don't have to do it yourself but download something. But again, the thing is that you have to wait until the software starts when you're starting your PC, so it does not light up with your profile right away. I already owned the mouse and the headphones from Logitech, so actually the G Hub software, you see all of your devices. So let's click on the keyboard, and as you can see, I currently have a fixed color there, but you can also go with animations. And the cool thing about this keyboard is that you can also download effects that someone else has created. For example, I have downloaded this effect, and it is just simply applied onto your keyboard. And here you go, this is the effect. So you have per key RGB, and as I said, you can download animations someone else has created, so you don't have to waste your own time. You also have presets. You can have different presets for different games you have. I only have Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch here, so that's what you can do here. And it is wireless, so you can see how much the battery should last. But also you can connect it with a cable if you don't want it to be wireless. And you can also turn on Bluetooth if you don't want to use their light sync. A disadvantage of this keyboard is definitely that it has a micro USB input. At the back of it, what is great about this one is that you indeed have like two legs here. So you have two positions in which you can have the keyboard, so it could be higher, it could be lower, or it could be without the legs. Very nice finish, very good keyboard. Again, so to sum this up, if you're looking for a wireless keyboard, you don't mind that the numpad is missing, you want it in white color, then okay, go for it. But I'm warning you, you should try the LUNAR switches, because those ones are incredible. And I think once you try those out, you would never go for tactiles in this keyboard. But just something to keep in mind. So let's jump to the next one. This is the Alienware 510K RGB mechanical keyboard low profile. I really like this one because of all the colors. Because of it is totally white. Well, not totally white. When it's turned off, it's actually a little bit more gray than white, which is also a con of this one, I guess, if you want to go for the looks. Anyway, it lights up beautifully. It illuminates the RGBs so nicely. I'm gonna put some footage here on how it looks like in the dark. But the disadvantage of this one is that it has really a plastic feel. It has a plastic body, you know. It kind of like feels cheap when you have it in your hands, which is always a con for me when I'm going for such a expensive keyboard. I'm not gonna list the prices here. They're all around 150 euros. So the design is nice, the feel is not so nice. It is wired. It has a USB port here, so you can stick something in here if you want to quickly access your files or charge something or whatever. That's really nice to have. I've never had it, but it might be useful. And it has, again, this volume wheel, and it does not have your media buttons. The media buttons are on your function keys. The overall feel of this keyboard is not so great, I'd say, but I was thinking about keeping it for a while because the keys are not like flat, but they're managed in stairs. Your fingers are going in stairs, and they're not like lying flat on your keyboard, and it's really nice to type on. But these are really, really slow. The switches are MX Red Cherry switches, which I was going for, and I was happy about having them, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. But no, it isn't. It is pretty slow to type on, which I was really not happy about. What's cool about this keyboard and what's a pro is that the keys are lifted higher up, so you can see the plastic around the switch, and it illuminates the light nicely, so it really looks cool. When it comes to the software is pretty straightforward. There is not much you can set up there. You cannot download profiles someone else has made, which is definitely a con for me. There is a way that you can like light up each individual key, of course, but you cannot really assign an effect to the key. The only way I could do it is to select a morph effect for each key and do it individually so that they would like morph their color from, I don't know, maybe blue to green or whatever you like. If we look at the Alienware software, we can also see the games we're playing, and we can set different profiles for each game. But then we have these effects here where you can create your own themes. So for example, when you select this theme, you can edit it, and you can choose from various, you have to select the keys first. You can select like partial keys like for gaming or the numpad separately and so on, and then you can choose the effect. So I currently have the color, but you can choose breathing or basically an effect of your choice. These colors aren't so vibrant as on the Logitech one. These are more like pastel colors, and you can never get like the full color that the Logitech one would give you. But if you're going for something like that, then maybe that's a good thing. When you turn it around, you have two positions of your legs here. They're going from the side. So that's really nice. This one is a little bit too high. Well, if you like Alienware, you like the design of the keyboard, you don't mind that it has such a plasticky feel, then maybe this would be something to go for. But as I said, it's not really nice to type on, as you really feel that the keys are slow, and I wouldn't like it for gaming, as I still have the feeling that it is way too slow. But it is incredibly silent, and it has a nice feel when you type on it. Now that I unplugged it, I reminded myself of another con. As you have this USB hub here, you have two USBs, and I had pretty hard time finding out which USB to plug in. As you know, you always struggle with plugging in your USBs, so now you gotta struggle not only with how to plug it in, but which cable to choose. I had a lucky hand with plugging in this one, because I chose the right of the two USB cables. So we're gonna jump straight to the first pro, which is that it again has a USB hub, so we can plug in one USB. And what is this keyboard? So this keyboard is the Corsair K70 MK2 low profile mechanical keyboard. This one is only available in black, but you can choose between the Cherry MX red switches and the Cherry MX speed switches. And we all know Corsair for its RGB, and that's totally true with this keyboard. These keys are again lifted up a little bit, so you get the full illumination effect of all the RGBs here, and it just looks very, very, very nice. I've put this on my stories on my Instagram multiple times, and I got plenty of messages asking what this keyboard is. So let's talk about it. What's really nice with the typing experience is that it's kind of like in this U form, so your hand sits nicely here, and it's really nice to type on. But again, I have the feel that these switches are slow. They're not as slow as on the Alienware one, but you can definitely feel it once you've tried out different keyboards. What's cool about this one is that it has the media keys, it has this volume wheel, everything here is nicely made, whereas on the Alienware one, the wheel, it has not such a good quality and is not that nice to touch. So overall, this is a great low profile mechanical keyboard if you don't need the white version. Again, these keys are in these kind of like stairs, so it's not like all flat and like this, but your fingers are going like in these stairs while typing on it, so it's really nice. The thing is that the space bar here has a totally different sound than all the other keys, and it's kind of annoying. The quality feels good. You have this aluminium top here, and then it's plastic from the behind. And when you turn it around, you have only one flag, so you can only lift it into one different position, which is kind of sad, but as I'm not a person who needs the keyboard to be like way high up, it's not an issue for me. This one is not wireless, as you can see the wire, so that's maybe something to keep in mind. When it comes to the software, I think that it is very nice. I guess there is not a way to download other profiles, at least I didn't come across it, but you can customize this one in many ways, assign different effects to each key, so that's totally fine with me. It also has this like pro gaming look, whereas the Logitech one has like this clean office look, and it does not really look like a gaming keyboard. This one definitely does. And as it is low profile, the keys are not in such a haze. It is better to type on and also better to game on, for me at least. And we're slowly coming to an end. This is the last keyboard I have here. It's the Roccat AIMO 122. No, it's Roccat Vulcan AMO 122. I guess that's right. And this is the one I'm definitely keeping. It is said on all of the pages that this is a low profile keyboard. But I don't really have the feeling of a low profile keyboard with this one. These keys are really high up. What is incredible about this one is that you can see all the switches here. So the illumination of the LEDs is just extraordinary. And I would place this as on the first place, and behind this the Alienware one when it comes to lighting effects. It looks absolutely stunning when you look at it on photos, on videos, whatever. It is the best one to type on for me. It is only available in, or I guess, it's only available with tactile switches, which I was like, oh no, again, tactile switches. But as these keys are higher up, you really get that feeling of a normal mechanical tactile switch on higher profiles, that you click it, you go through the bump, and then you jump straight down. It is so incredible for gaming, really. It's so quick. I would place this just behind the linear ones from Logitech, but this one is in white, so I stick with this one. And it is definitely better than the tactile switches on Logitech. On the first one I showed you. So I made the least errors typing on this keyboard. And the keys or the keycaps are also smaller. That's something to like have in mind if you have really big fingers. It might not be something for you, but it definitely is for me, as I'm a girl. I have 10 fingers and they just rest on the keycaps beautifully. The keycaps have a U form, so it's really nice to type on. Besides that, you get the aluminum front and you get a plastic back. It looks very elegant when you look at it, whether it's during the day or during the night when it's lit up. You get your media keys as part of your function keys, so no individual media keys, but you get this, not the volume wheel, but this kind of like, I don't know what's called in English, but it looks like on your speakers. And it has a really nice touch, I think, so it's nice to adjust the volume with this. This one's wired, and it has a numpad as all the other ones besides the TKL Logitech one. If you have similar reasons to go for a keyboard like I do, then I would definitely suggest you trying out this one and leaving out all the other ones. This is extremely convenient to type on. It is extremely quick to type on. It is great to game on. But it's the loudest one of all of these keyboards mentioned. It does not have this click sound, but you can actually set it up in the software that when you press the key, then it does a sound effect, for example, like a sci-fi of killing someone or of shooting something in a shooter game, which is really cool. This one only has one wire, so you're not getting this USB hub, but as I said before, I don't think that I needed it in my life, so I'm not mad about it. And let's come to the software. I think that it is the least customizable when it comes to per key RGB. You can still set up a different color for each of your keys, but you cannot assign an effect for your key. The only thing you can do is like do gradients, so that your key would light up in a gradient. So it does not have like many effects to choose from. Like the Corsair one, you only get the static light and you get the gradient. And the thing is that only thing you can adjust there is the speed and the brightness. You would really have to play with it if you wanted to achieve this cool look that the Logitech one has, which you can download, where each key has a different color and starts to light up at a different time with a different color. So that one is really difficult to set up, if not impossible, on this keyboard, because you don't have as many levels of your settings you can play with. But still, this looks so amazing that there is no reason to like be mad about that. Maybe I am a little bit mad because I need it for my pictures, and basically I'm a total RGB fan. I have RGBs everywhere in my flat, so what can you do? I'm not a keyboard manufacturer. I cannot, or maybe I could, but who would buy that? Anyway, these are my thoughts. This is my final keyboard I'm keeping, finally. So I found something I'm gonna write my doctoral thesis on, I hope. And that's it for this video. I'm gonna let you enjoy the sound test right now, and if you want to support me, it would mean the world to me, of course. If you want to have daily content from me, then check out my Instagram profile. And thanks again for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!